Hello students, welcome to mathematics class. Students, this is part 3 of the chapter data handling. In this part 3, we will be learning drawing a pictograph and later we will go for solving questions of the exercise 9.3. Students, drawing a pictograph is an interesting act or interesting, but sometimes a symbol like this box, which we have used in our previous examples, may represent multiple units. What is the meaning of multiple units? I will explain you with an example. So, these symbols are difficult to be drawn for representation of multiple units and may be difficult to draw too. Instead of them, if we can use symbols such as this, some other symbols, some are simpler symbols. For example, if you want to represent 5 students, let us say you have used this a face type or a symbol of a person, simple symbol. If we draw like this, it would be easy. Now the question comes, how will you represent some units such as 4, 3 students? But for 5 students anyway we are using this symbol, but if I want to represent 4 students or 3 students, how would it be? How we would draw a figure? We can solve such situation by making an assumption that 5 students are represented by this sort of a symbol, but 4 students can be represented by a symbol like this, where you could observe one leg is missing. Then 3 students represented with a symbol, 2 legs or one leg and one hand missing. 2 students are represented with this sort of symbol, maybe both legs and one hand is missing, and now one student is represented with just a head and body. With this sort of presumption, we can represent even multiple units. Now, then we shall start the task of representation for questions. Here I have taken example number 7. Students, we have the following table giving us the details of number of students present in a class of 30 during a week, and we are asked to represent it by a pictograph. Monday to Saturday, and how many students are present out of 30 is given. Now, solution we will take with the assumption we have made earlier, like representing a person symbol for 5 students as one symbol. So, we can have 5 students represented with the symbol, simple figure. I just took a simple figure with this symbol. 24 students on Monday can be represented as with 5 symbols, 5 5s are 25, which is very near to 24. Even 26 may be represented as 25 plus 1. Thus, the pictograph would be on Monday, where we have to say here 5 students are represented with the symbol like this. So, 24 students, 26 students. Likewise, we will have Wednesday representing 5 plus here 3. So, 25 plus 3, with that we can say 28 students are represented with the help of Wednesday, and on Thursday we have total full 6 symbols used because 30 students. On Friday I have 5 full symbols and a 1 symbol without only 1 leg, which means 4. So, 25 plus 4, 29 students it would be, and whereas on Saturday 4 full figures and 1 figure with only 1 hand, which means 2. So, 20 plus 2, so 22 being there on Saturday. So, students, you can watch here 1, it represents 1, drawing 1 hand represents 2, drawing both hands represents 3, and drawing 2 hands and 1 leg represents 4, drawing full figure with 2 hands and 2 legs will become 5. This is how we have presumed. So, now the questions. What were the questions given? We had some sort of agreement over how to represent less than 5 by a picture, and this is one sort of a splitting the picture may not be always possible. Remember, it is not possible always. Why? We will see in some examples. In such cases, what shall we can do? I will give you with example. Here example number 8 I am taking, where the following are the number of electric bulbs purchased for a lodging house, for a lodge it means, during the first 4 months of a year, that is January, February, March and April. So, 20 bulbs were purchased in the month of January, 26 bulbs were purchased in February, 30 bulbs were purchased in the month of March, and 34 were purchased in the month of April. Now, if we wanted to represent this details by a pictograph, now picturizing for January and March is easy, but representing 26 and 34 with the pictures is not easy. That is in the month of February and April, it is not that easy. We may round off 26 to nearest 5, that is 25, and 34 nearest to 35. We then show 2.5 bulbs for February and 3.5 bulbs for April. Suppose if I take 1 bulb symbol as a 10, if I take 1 bulb symbol as 10, then half or incompleted figure will represent 5 like this. So, in the month of January I have 2 full bulbs drawn, which means 20 bulbs. In February I have drawn 2 full and 1 half, which represents 25. March 3 full bulbs represents 30. In the month of April 3 full and 1 half represents 35. So, this is how we do it. that incompletion of a figure represents some fraction part of the representation of one symbol. Now, let us come to the exercise 9.2. In exercise 9.2, in the question number 1, the total number of animals in 5 villages are given. That is, in village A 80 animals are there, in village B 120 animals, village C 90 animals, village D 40 and village E 60 animals are there. Prepare a pictograph of these animals using the symbol. They gave already what symbol to be used to represent that each symbol represents 10 animals, and answer the following questions. What are the questions? Question number 1, or you can say sub question A, how many symbols represents animals of village E? So, when one symbol represents 10 animals, when I wanted to represent 60 animals, then I have to use 6 such symbols. And which village has maximum number of animals? So, obviously here 120, village B has maximum number of animals. Which village has more animals? Is it village A or village C? Out of village A and village C, 80 and 90, obviously 90 is more, so village C has more animals. We will do it by drawing pictograph. So, as a part of solution, from the given information, we are drawing a pictograph. This is the pictograph with the 8 symbols in village A, with the 12 symbols in village B, with the 9 symbols in village C, 4 symbols in village D, and 6 symbols in village E. We can say minimum number of animals are there in village D and maximum number of animals are there in village B, and 6 symbols are used in village E, and obviously village B has the maximum number of animals, village C has more number of animals than village A. He is comparing A and C alone. So, in the pair C has more animals. And now question number 2. In the question number 2, total number of students of a school in different years is shown in the following table. In this following table, from 1996 to 2004, number of students are given. Now, we are asked to represent this information as a pictograph using a symbol which I have already shown you, this symbol to represent 100 students. Now, this symbol I have to use for 100 students and answer the following questions. Question A, how many symbols represents total number of students in the year 2002? So, there are 600 students in the 2002, which means I have to use 6 symbols where each symbol represents 100 students. How many symbols represents total number of students for the year 1998, where 535 students are there in 1998. In 1998, when I have 535 students, I have to use 5 full symbols and 1 incompleted symbol to represent that 35 students. Now, there is a sub question another. Prepare another pictograph of students using any other symbol, each representing 50 students. Now, which pictograph do you find more informative? Now, coming to the sub question A, from the given information we have this pictograph drawn where that symbol representing 100 students, children only in 1998 incompletion, 2000 incompletion and 2004 incompletion, does not tell exact figure. We can say 500 and maybe somewhere around 50, but we cannot exactly say 535 because that symbol is not giving the exact picture. It is difficult to represent 535. So, 6 symbols represents the total number of students in the year 2002 because 600 students are there, per symbol 100, so 6 symbols. Then 5 complete and 1 incomplete symbol we use we use for representing the total number of students for the year 1998, that is 1998 we have 535. To represent that, I used 5 full symbols and 1 incomplete symbol. Now in sub question B, I am using this, again same figure I have used anyway. To represent 50 students, 1 symbol I have used. In 1996, for representing 400 students, I have used 8 symbols. To represent 535, I used 10 symbols. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 to represent 500. That 35 is represented with this little incomplete symbol. You could see here this representation where per symbol 50 students is more appropriate. So that is why less the number of students that we take for 1 symbol, the more clarity that we give in that pictograph. So with this I conclude this session, and from our next session we will be learning a better graph where representing 535 is exactly possible. In pictograph we have a demerit. The demerit is representing exact number is tough with the help of symbols, and suppose already a figure is drawn, pictograph is already given, reading it and exactly identifying that number as 500 and plus how much, that is it 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, 35, 40 or 36, 34, we cannot say exactly that incomplete symbol. So reading pictograph with the exactness is not possible. So these demerits can be corrected with the next learning, that is bar graph, which is a better way of representing data with exactness. So we will be learning that in our next class. So till then, take care of yourself. Jai Hind. Thank you.